Good day everyone, I am Normina Blas Kagunan and I am the reporter for today's meeting, and we are going to tackle about ICT and conventional learning materials to enhance teaching learning. Before anything else, let us first have our objectives. So Robles, kindly read the objectives please. Yes, thank you Ms. Robles. So at the end of the lesson, you are expected to first identify the ICT and conventional learning materials, and then you have to identify also how these materials enhances the teaching learning. And then we have to conduct an activity or a quiz that would assess your learning. So are you ready to go or deeper to the lesson? So if that's the case, then let's begin with our lesson. First, when we say ICT, it is Information and Communication Technology. So an ICT provides an array of powerful tools that may help in transforming the present isolated teacher-centered and a text-bound classroom into rich, student-focused, interactive knowledge environment. So meaning one of the benefits we get in ICT is that it helps in innovating education, the old type of education, into a new innovative way of teaching students, and as well as the way of the teachers in teaching their students. ICTs provides tools that help teachers to teach effectively to the students, and also these tools, it is also powerful enough to help the students learn and then acquire effective learning. Next, an ICT learning tools and materials are also used to aid in the development of literacy and language. So these tools such as multi-link headphones, digital cameras, webcams, audio recording software, walkie-talkies, and telephones. So these are some of the tools or materials that is present in ICT that is actually helpful through the learning process. Next, so this photo are representation of what has been discussed earlier. Next, we also have a modern learning material. So it is actually related to ICT. So here we have different learning materials that is present or it has been used in school or through the learning process. So the first one we have here, the computer. So I know all of you here are all familiar with computers. So we use computers in, just like for example, in researching information that is related to our assignments. So when we say computers, it is an electronic machine which can be used to solve a problem or perform a certain functions according to the instructions given to it. And computers have supplied infinite resources for learning and made education more flexible and easy to access. Next, we have projectors. So if you are familiar with computers, I know that you're also familiar with projectors. Since in school, during the face-to-face learning, we are using projectors. So when we say projectors, it is an object that is used to protect rays of light, especially an apparatus with a system of lenses for projecting slides or film onto a screen. And projectors, it enables teachers to create bulleted PowerPoint presentations or other highly organized notes for the class. So we use projectors, so for example, when we're going to report, so when we want to make our presentation bigger, we use projectors so that all of the students who's sitting at the back can also see your presentations even without standing. Third one is interactive boards. So what is interactive boards? So interactive boards, it is also known as interactive board or smart board. It is a large interactive display board in the form factor of a whiteboard. It is a classroom tool that allows images from a computer screen to be displayed onto a classroom board using a digital projector. And the next one is visualizers. So what is visualizers, by the way? So when we say visualizers, it contains a camera that can capture, record, and save images and videos. So a great classroom tool for recording work and sharing with individuals, groups, or even the whole class. Next, we have also mobile or mobile phone. So when we say mobile, it has several applications that can be useful in teaching and learning process, including general software such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. It is flexible, allowing students or a learner to access education anywhere or anytime. So mobile phone, it is actually used by students, especially during these days wherein we do online class. It is where we download our apps, our learning apps, wherein there we submit our reports, our assignments, and our projects. And it is also used in downloading and any information needed throughout the learning process. It is where we place our assignments and anything that can help us in school. And the next one is tape recorder. So when we say tape recorder, it is an apparatus for recording sounds on magnetic tape and later reproducing them. Listening to tapes provides students information not only about vocabulary and grammar, but also about pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, stress, and pitch. Tape recorder, it is used by teachers in the learning process in a way that they allow students to listen to sounds or voices recordings that would help the students to as if visualize what has been discussed, help them to learn easily and effectively. Next, we have conventional learning materials. Conventional learning involves a teacher, a brick and mortar facility, usually a school, and a group of students that gathers together at this facility during specific period of the day to learn from the teachers. These are materials that can help teachers in imparting the lesson, of course. So we have here some of the examples of conventional materials that has been used by teachers nowadays or even before. So we have here blackboards, textbook, charts, pictures, posters, worksheets, flip cards, science lab apparatus, maps, globes, and flashcards. So these materials, it has its own uses in education. So let us have first blackboards. So when we say blackboard, it allows teachers to maintain a greater control of their classroom by providing a place to notice and monitor disruptive students. So diba, in school, we use blackboards in writing the lesson or the topic. So blackboard is actually useful to us, not just to the teachers, but also to the students to have to easily see the topic that has been discussed by the teachers. So we also have textbooks. So textbooks provides and organized units of work and gives you all the plans and lessons you need to cover a topic in a small details. The next one is a chart or a diagram. It is helpful because it enables students to see ideas or visually laid out in an organized way. And also pictures. It creates a direct sensory connection between learners and their subject that results in new levels of interest and attention. Posters. Posters, it helps focus and motivate children to learn in an effective way to catch and hold the attention of young children as well as maintain their interest in learning. We also have worksheets. So worksheets, it is used by teachers to understand students' previous knowledge outcome of learning and the process of learning. The next one, we have flip cards. So when we say flip cards, it is used to explain a topic and have question and answer session where with students or allow the real-time feedback. And science lab apparatus. So science lab apparatus, it helps develop skills used in making observations, taking measurements, and carrying out well-defined scientific procedures. We also have maps. So we use maps in order to invite curiosity, encourages exploration, and inspires problem solving. And globes. Globes, it is used to display students' data on maps and to learn about seasonal changes in regional and global temperature patterns. And flashcards, so we use flashcards because it allows students to interact with information in a way that it makes easier to retain. So those are the different conventional learning materials used today by the teachers in order to help in carrying out their lessons to teach their students easily and effectively. So these are the pictures of the said materials and tools that I have mentioned earlier. We have here the blackboards, textbooks, charts, flip cards, the science lab apparatus, the globes, maps, and many more. When we say ICT, it is Information and Communication Technology, and it provides an array of powerful tools that may help in transforming the present isolated teacher-centered and a text-bound classroom into rich, student-focused, interactive knowledge environment. So we have different ICT tools that helps students, not just the students alone, but also the teachers. So we have learning materials like computers, projectors, interactive boards, visualizers, mobile, tape recorder, and many more learning materials. When we say conventional learning materials, these are materials that helps teachers in imparting the lessons. So just like for example, blackboards, textbooks, charts, pictures, posters, worksheets, flip cards, science lab apparatus, maps, globes, and flashcards. So these are some of the conventional learning materials that has been used nowadays. Now to assess your learning, we have to conduct a quiz. Now are you ready for the quiz? Well, I guess you have to be ready because you have no choice. Now, this is our quiz for today's meeting. Now, please, Miss Joanna Paula, kindly read the instructions. Yes? Okay. So, in answering the quiz, you have to first identify whether the statement is true or false. So, if it is true, you have to write the letter T. And if it is false, you have to write the letter F. So, this is just a glance of your quiz, guys. So later on, I'm going to attach this quiz in our G class and kindly answer this one